Hey everybody, I'm Soy Milk, and today I just want to talk to you guys about the current state of itemization within Diablo 4. Now, everyone knows it's a problem. It's clear as day. Everyone's complaining about it. I don't think anyone likes it. We all know that the game itself, the philosophy of the game is pointed towards a casual player, which is perfectly fine because it allows more people to play. I mean, they're probably going to change things down the road. Further down the road, I'm sure they're going to do something. They're being watched, and you know, if they mess this up, if ever they choose to do Diablo 5, I'm sure a lot of people will remember that. But yeah, the game is catered to casuals, and the itemization is quite literally the complete opposite of that. The itemization is contradicting their core philosophy, and one of the big reasons why is you have, example, your chest piece, right? And on your chest piece, you have a selection of like at least over 20 different affixes. You get to choose 4, 5, maybe 6. And some of them are really weird, like damage to close enemies, damage to far enemies. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And the other games, other games that are in ARPGs, they often have prefixes and suffixes, so they'll like separate the offense and the defense, so that way, you know, you can't, as in Diablo 4 you can right now, but in the other games you can't have like 6 offensive abilities, 6 offensive stats. Where in Diablo 4, well, basically almost all my pieces of gear, if possible, will have vulnerability, crit chance, crit damage. If I have a lucky hit chance build, well, I'm going to put that on, right? And if I want to have core damage, basic skill damage, and that's it. And whatever niche thing you need, you add it. But you gotta have the big 3. Vulnerability, crit chance, and crit damage. And if you don't have that, it's like not even worth anything. And you're really nerfing your damage. It's insane. There are some little intricacies, but they don't get outweighed by that. So today I wanted to pop up a little image of all the possible affixes you can get on a chest piece, and we're gonna go take a look at that right now. Alright guys, here we are. I found this website after doing a 1-second search on Google. It is called d4builds.gg. I will leave a description below. This is a great website for many information, but you know, the affix list is pretty clean, so we'll be going with that for our explanation. Now, okay, so let's just look at the chest armors, okay? Just the chest piece. The amulets are worse, the rings are worse, but we're just gonna go with the chest piece, right? And we're gonna be doing, so basically you have the general affixes that any class can have, and then you get your class, because your class actually adds to that list. So let's go take a look. We got all stats, barrier generation, cold resistance, and I'm just going to make this quick. You got your fire resistance, lightning resistance, shadow, poison, all your resistances are there, and holy crap, they don't even work. So casual new players seeing, oh, I'm dying of cold a lot, I might as well grab some. No, that's not the answer. It's not. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. The core skills don't work. Okay, and then you got like controlled impaired duration reduction, you got your damage, and now you got damage reduction, right? And then you got damage reduction from close enemies, damage reduction from distant enemies, you got your main stat, right? Then you got your dexterity, your intelligence, strength, willpower, then you got life on kill, you got maximum life, thorns, total armor, ultimate skill damage, and willpower, and total armor. So like everything's just a lot, but it's not so bad right now. It's just like this I do not like. This is weird. This is weird. This is really weird. But anyways, let's go on. So this is what the druid adds that list. It's not the druid's specific skills. No, the druid adds to that list. Okay. So if you want to get one of these items, you have to get very damn lucky. Now you got companion skill damage, which it's not even that good. Damage reduction from enemies that are poisoned. Damage reduction while fortified. got like a lot of damage reduction options. I got like 4 here, 4 here, and then you got the normal one, right? It's a lot. Damage while inhuman, damage while shapeshift. You got your earthen damage, you got your lightning damage, you got your fortify damage. The earth and lightning damage makes complete sense, depends on the build, that's good. Then you got physical, poison, you got overpowered with werebear skills, and then you got all the ranks and all the skills. You got all that there. Now that is just the chest piece. That is just one piece of the gear. And there's still quite a lot of blow. I mean, just look at the gloves. You got all this, and then you got your class stuff. Let's look at pants here, okay? All right, so let's look down and look at pants. Now, pants, you got implicits. These are technically prefix. I guess you could look at it as these are prefixes and these are all suffixes. But yeah, you got your implicits. I do like the implicit system. I think they should definitely go further into the implicit system. Yeah, I find it to be very good. Yeah, so these are, yeah, and if you keep going down further, you got like your pants here, you got your implicits. Your implicits on weapons are extremely powerful. We can maybe take a look at that very soon. And yeah, and you got the same thing here. You got all the crap here, and you got your class stuff that adds onto it. And you know, keep in mind that, like, I'm sure many of you players out there that are better than casuals, better than me, you know what to look out for, right? You know that crit chance, crit damage, that vulnerability, you know what to look at it. What's the other offstat? Is it good? Do I want to re-roll that? Do I want to re-roll into crit if I don't have it to begin with? These are all things that we usually think of. But as a casual player that's just playing through the game, they just read all this and it's like, what is this? So, I mean, either you like dumbify this, or you just fix it up a little bit, maybe clean out a couple things, make the choices more important. And I don't really have an answer for it. I mean, Blizzard, I'm sure you guys can. You guys are a multi-million-dollar company. Please do it. There's so much potential. There's just a lot of fluff. There's definitely a lot of fluff. Now let's just take a quick look at weapons. So let's look at the 200 weapon for the druid. See what that looks like. So usually the druid, you'll have, well, here are your options. You have your implicits, and I do find this okay. There are some useless ones that we're never going to use. It does need to be balanced, that is for sure. But I mean, as a druid, what do I want? I guess overpower damage is good. Damage to healthy if I want to get a good crit, whatever. And then, so you got your little implicit. This is based off, if you get a crossbow, you're always going to have that. If you get a bow, where's the bow? There it is. You're going to do extra damage to distant enemies. The implicits stay the same, okay? And then you got the same ordeal here. You got your damage to distance, damage to injured, damage to slowed, damage to stun, damage to crowd controlled enemies. Like, what? Slowed and crowd controlled? That means the exact same thing, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, damage goes, like, a new player that looks at this, it's a little messed up to me, to be honest. There is a lot of fluff here, and it could really be toned down, because look, at the end of the day, your build right, you got your vulnerability damage, you got your crit strike damage, and then you get to choose whatever you want. But I mean, like, yeah, there's just a lot of fluff here, and I really think it needs to be fixed. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I also want to add one thing. You know, it's hard for me to talk about casual players because like, I haven't reached level 100 yet. But I mean, I've been playing Diablo since I've been a little kid, and so I do know quite a bit, obviously. And I could just picture a brand new player wanting to try out Diablo 4 because they saw the commercial on TV and they're like, oh, that looks pretty good. Open world, cool story, everyone's talking about it. And yeah, and then they have this. They have weight, like their itemization is all messed up. And they don't just think of it. Every time they get a piece of gear, it's like a new stat that they've never seen before, and it's gonna keep going on forever. So they're gonna get lost at one point. And I do think that casual players, because every time I play Diablo 3 with my girlfriend, right? When we're leveling, getting gear, I kind of just do the cross look over the gear to see if I have like my crit chance, main stat, whatever, and then I'll see right away if it's an upgrade or not. But for a casual player like her, she doesn't know these things on what to look out for, and you know, she is interested in the items, so she's individually reading the items, like what they do most of the time. And I do think that's what casual players do. And making a complicated system in this is going to do one of two things. Either, you know, they look at it at when they first start playing and they're like, oh, okay, the first start playing, not dexterity on my thing, maximum life, that makes sense. But then you start adding like 4, 5, 6 affixes, and things start to get a little confusing. And there comes a point where they're just not going to look at the gear anymore as a casual player, because there's just too many options. It's either it's an arrow up or it's not better. And I don't think the system should be based like that. I really think that, you know, people should have to look at their gear. You know, people need to compare their gear, and I think the game would be a lot better if there was less options, and if they somehow, because the way the system is made right now, separating it by 3 prefixes and three suffixes would be a little rough. Because I mean, look, if they do that, people are gonna go vulnerability, crit chance, crit damage. That one guy that wants to go lucky hit chance is kind of screwed. And yeah, they need to. I really think they need to put weight on the options. Maybe make it like 4 prefixes and 2 suffixes. I don't know. I'm not a designer. They could do it. And that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're a very small channel here, so like, feel free to comment. I'll definitely read your comment. And also, I play a lot of Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Path of Exile, Diablo 4, and I also like to play a lot of variety games. So if you guys just want to come hang out, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm going to start doing regular streams soon, and I hope to see you guys there. I'm Soy Milk, and have a good day.